Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the World of Wayne. Brand new week, which means brand new model. Today we're going to be starting the Fanhome Collection's release of Build the Infinity Wars Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. Now let's not go into the events of this weekend. It's now considered the event that we shall not talk about. But as you can see, one of the models is now missing from the workshop. It has been repurposed. It's gone on its way to Dagobah. If you've been watching my social media, you know what I'm talking about. But I will update you and show you what I'm actually doing with that. I did have some ideas tinkering around in my mind. But this arrived at the weekend and I can't wait to actually do this. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down in the video description to the Fanhome site, and you can get this all the way from, like me, pack one here. Now I have to tell you, this thing is ginormous and it's metal, and I'm telling you, you know me, you've seen everything that I've got in the background here. I love massive things in this workshop, so this is going to look absolutely great when it's done. But I've got some brochures to show you here, and I think we've got the first two stages as well to go through, and I'm hoping that will convey how big this thing actually is. The other good thing they do provide in this one is some batteries, so I'm guessing we get to test them as well. These are LR41 batteries, so we'll have to see what we're going to do. Let me show you the brochures. So first we get our welcome guide, which basically tells you the breakdown of how this is released. We're going to get two stages in this pack. In the next pack we're getting 3 stages, and one of those stages are going to be free. And then going forward we're going to have 5 stages each pack. Then we've got the brochure. This looks just like that. Now before we open it up, because this is a scale model picture of the glove you're about to see in a minute, you do see that we have got a premium offer here for the premium stand, which lights up when the Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet is on there. And believe me, this is absolutely massive, but it's going to be uplit from the lights on the base there, so you can actually take up that offer as well. As you can see, the diameter is 0.5 meter, 50 centimeters there. If I just turn back, give you some specs on this, all the stones of the Infinity Gauntlet lined up. You're going to see a lot of these plates here are metal. You're going to see that today. It's a height of almost 3/4 of a meter, 73 centimeters, and it looks just like this. You've got jointed fingers. All the stones are in here: the Power Stone, Space Stone, Reality Stone, Soul Stone, Mind Stone, and the Time Zone. This looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? So I'm going to open it up a bit more, and it's going to show you some of the free gifts that you get at the time. Now, depending on when you watch this, these aren't set in stone. This is what you get at the moment, but if you're watching this 3 years down the line, they may change. But as you can see, we get some prints there. We've got a cap. We've got an Infinity War t-shirt and a mug there as well, which looks brilliant. And again, a little bit more about the collection and the Infinity War saga. Pretty much the step-by-step assembly instructions. You're going to see them in a second when I actually make this. But I have to go back onto this camera now because this poster is ginormous. And this is how big, actual one-to-one size, this Infinity Gauntlet's going to be. You ready? Look at the workshop. Look at everything I've got in the workshop. And then picture how I'm going to get that in here. Now, if I put it back to where C-3PO, as you can see, it's pretty much bigger than C-3PO. It's a lot bigger than C-3PO. This is massive. Gives you an idea of how tall and how big Thanos actually is. So I don't know where it's going yet. Obviously R2's not staying there. You're not seeing double. I do have 2 R2s at the moment. But I don't know. We'll have to figure out where that's going. But I do have the first 2 stages here. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So let me show you the magazines. Now, each stage comes with its own magazine, and we've got the Reality Stone in the first magazine here. So let me just open that up and give you a slow look through what you get, all about Thanos, all about the Infinity War. And these are the parts for the first stage here. They do provide a screwdriver here, and as you saw earlier on, we do have a battery. I'll open the pack in a minute so you can see that for yourselves. And there you go. Look, it looks like we're putting the stone in here. It looks like it's backlit there, putting this all together, so by the end it looks just like that. A little bit more about the day Marvel became cosmic with the comic book Thanos there, and there we go, a little bit more about the comic there. Let me just there we go. That's the whole magazine. So in the first one, we get the Mind Stone, and look how big that box is. If you doubt how big this is, check that up against me. That one piece, bigger than my head. Everything I compare is to my head. Okay, let's get this open. So in this packet, we've got screws and brackets there. Then all of these parts I'm showing you now are metal, as you can see. So we've got this one here. Looks like we've got some sort of mount. This is plastic. We've got the Reality Stone, which looks like that. There's a circuit board here. This is what the circuit board looks like. It's going to be lighting, should I say, that stone up. Comes with a screwdriver. A lot of these kits do come with their own screwdriver if you haven't got your own one. This looks like that. And again, looking at the end, that looks like a PH0 end. I like how it's in gold. I've got all the colours under the sun of these at the moment. And then the main section of this, which is this piece here, is all metal. So you can imagine the weight of that. If that was compared to me on my arm, that's only a little bit. I mean, Thanos' arm must be absolutely ginormous. But check that out, just for one tiny piece here. Tiny. Okay, let's get this built. I say tiny, but I'll tell you what, this build is anything but tiny. Okay, so what we got first, we've got the battery compartment at this side. As you can see, we've got the spring and we've got the two blades here. They're going to go down this side here because obviously that's where we're going to be putting the batteries. So what I want to do is just make sure that they are slightly bent in a second so I can get it into that cavity there and put this in. I want the circuit board to fit over the lugs, just like that. And we want to make sure that the blade on this side is between the two plastic sections there. Just there. That's going to be held in with the screws. So let me get the screws out of this pack. Now they're labelling the screws up as 01, but all the screws in this pack at the moment are all the same. There's 13 of them. So let's get these open. And this is going into plastic, so don't have to worry about oil. Takes 2 of these screws. And there we go. That's in just like that. Now we do have 2 springs here, as you can see. The springs are actually just going to sit on top of this section just here. So I'm putting them in gently because there's no sort of pivot or anything for these to go through. These are going to be held in with screws eventually. But I just want to make sure that they're on this section. They do hold themselves up quite well actually. Because what I'm going to do is then put the Reality Stone in place. If I take this base here with the flat top, the Reality Stone is going to go in this way in here. You see, it's going to fit with that cutout on this side. So now we know what way that's going in. This is going to piece on top of this section here. Just like that. Just making sure it's all lined up. So we should be able to push the stone, as you can see. That's going to activate the switch. I'm going to turn it over because I need to put 2 screws in this side here to hold this together. Now I am actually putting some oil on these screws even though it's plastic, because it is helping it go in. That's one. Just one on the other side here. Perfect. And there we go. That's one complete unit like that. We want to get the batteries, open these up. I do like how it comes with the batteries. Now the flat side there is the side that goes towards the spring. So this is just going to go in here. I'm going to put all 3 of these in. 1, 2. And finally, number 3. And then we take the back here. That's just going to go on there. And once again, held in with one of these screws that come in this pack. That's perfect. Now, shall we test it now? I think we should just test it now to make sure it works. So theoretically, when I push the Reality Stone here, it should come on. There you go. Check that out. That's excellent. Let's turn the light out. You will see this on the glove. That looks excellent. Okay, turn it off. Turn it back over, and we've got a couple of these brackets here to put in. So one's going to go in this side. You can see we've got some magnets in there. One's going in that side. The other one's going in that side there. Now, once again, these are going to be held in with these screws that come in this pack. 2 on each one. It might be a little bit tricky to get in because the magnet inside is going to try and snatch it out of your hands. But I will get all 4 of these screws in. I'm actually finding it on this one, believe it or not, first time ever this has happened, easier to use the screwdriver that they provide. How cool is that? It's like it's made for the screws. And this is just the last one going in here now. And then, once we've done that, again, that's one whole unit now, still working. We're going to be putting this into this section, but what we need to do is take some more of these brackets here. These ones are going to go just into the indents in the inside there. So one in this side and one in this side. I'm guessing what these do is just shield the magnets that you've got in each section. And then once again, 4 of these screws that come in this pack. 2 on each one. Which is hard, once again, because the magnet is trying to grab it. There you go. Let's get all of these in. So the whole point of having batteries in here is, even though this is going to fit nice and flush in here, you are going to eventually want to change the batteries in this. So it needs to be able to come out, which is why you've got magnets on each side. But to put it in, we're just going to put it in there, and the magnet's going to hold it. As you can see, if I turn it upside down, it's not going to fall out. But that is the first stage done, and that looks perfect. Now, what I think's great about the first pack, but in stage 1 we had the reality stone. In this one we're going to get the mind stone. So again, I'm going to give you a quick flick through the magazine that accompanies that. Another large section here, the mind stone and the circuit board, pretty similar to what we've done. And once again, they do provide the batteries here. So it's looking just like this. So by the end of it, we do have this whole section here, looks to be in place, which isn't too bad. Do we actually put that in? I don't think we actually put the mind stone in, but we've got the outside section for it and the springs. So again, just flicking through to the end of the magazine, and I'm going to show you what this pack looks like. Here is the pack, another massive pack here. Now, bear in mind, when we do this, it's not guaranteed that you're going to be using every part of the pack in each stage. So you do want a place to keep all of this when you're building it, to keep some of the parts safe. Now, I don't know if the batteries that come with a kit, because I only got 3 batteries that we've just tested with the reality stone, if I'm supposed to take them out and put them in the mind stone. I think what I'm going to do is order batteries anyway, so I can just actually have them all at one go, because I've only got 3 batteries in this. But if you want an idea of size again, full metal jacket, look at that. It's so big. So if I put this one next to this one here, just to give you an idea of how they are, if this is just this part of the gauntlet, check that out compared to me. This is massive. The whole thing of this part here is bigger than my head. Look at it. Let's turn that on as well, gives you an idea. Okay, let's do this stage. Again, same thing, the screws in this are all part of this stage. There is some springs in here. We're not using those springs though, I don't believe we are. So I do want to keep these safe. I'm going to put them back in the bag here. And just like last time, I'm going to be putting this battery box, making sure the blade is in between those 2 plastic sections, and that this is over the lugs on each side here. So 1 and 2. And in the holes that are left here and here, I'm just going to put 2 of these screws in. Once they're in, I can just turn this over and put 2 of these brackets, just shielding the magnet covers again. And once again, we've got the screws here just to put them in. That's one side. Let me just do the other side here. So they're in like that. bring over what we did last time, and I do have another bracket to put in here. Again, using the same screws. Might be easier to just put your finger over that magnet to line the screw up, because as I said, it does try and steal your screw when you're trying to put it in. So as you say, put your finger over the top, and then you'll be able to line it up to put it in. So that's that side done. Bringing over the other side here, the magnet's already in there for us. Put that over the top, and then 2 more screws to hold that into place. Now, as I said, I haven't got the batteries yet, but I am going to just put the battery cover on here so I don't lose that. I think we'll test the Mind Stone in the next pack. So I'll tease you with that one. That gives me a chance to get some more batteries. So that's him. And then all we got to do is just piece these 2 parts together. So as you just saw a second ago, they're going to go on just like this together. Making sure it's all together. And I'm going to be putting some more of these screws, the same screws that we've been using, into all of these points here. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6 points that we're going to be putting this in, 6 screws. So I've got the 2 just down the bottom here first. Now we're going into metal, so I have put these in oil, and because there's join lines and stuff like that, I'm using my bigger PH1 screwdriver to get these driven in. We've got 2 just at these points here and here. And then finally we've got these 2 points just here and here. So there you go. That is now all together, looking like that. Eventually, this is going to be going on here. We will have a cover on it. I'm not sure if that's the right way around, actually. And the Mind Stone will be going on top here. But saving these 2 sections, the screws I've got left, and most importantly, the springs in this bag, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in pack 1. I did forget to show you one other thing when we get this. We just get this little guide here, which tells you actually how this whole model comes about, how it's made and stuff like that as well, which is quite interesting. But as you can see, that is 1 section complete. I just can't believe the size of it. And there you go. Now, once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description here. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But I really hope you like this video. I really hope you like this new build. Looking forward to seeing how this looks. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.